Welcome to Boxed In on this Wednesday night. After skipping last week due to travel, we are back for another episode of Boxed In, where we look at the week that is in harness racing. We didn't miss much last week. It was mostly eliminations, and a lot of the eliminations did not happen, especially ones at Yonkers. We did not see the eliminations for the Yonkers Trot, the Hudson Filly, or the Lady Maud at all, as all three of them went right to the final, which will be this weekend. Although there were two eliminations for the Messenger. We also had eliminations for the Maple Leaf Trot and the Canadian Pacing Derby at Mohawk. So a couple eliminations happened. We'll review those and we'll see going into the finals what's going to happen this weekend. First off, last weekend's eliminations, we'll mainly talk about the Maple Leaf Trot and the Messenger are the only ones that had eliminations. All the other big races went to a final. The Maple Leaf Trot had two. Marion Marauder and Ariana G are winners. Marion Marauder winning over Dancer Hall and the mare Emoticon Hanover, while two mares finished in the top three in the Maple Leaf Trot. The second one, Ariana G besting Will Take Charge and Hannelore Hanover. Three of the top trotters there are, all finishing 1, 2, 3. So a very thrilling Maple Leaf Trot this weekend as Marion Marauder and Ariana G face off with Will Take Charge, Hannelore Hanover, Moticon Hanover, and Pinkman, among a couple others, over at Mohawk. As for Yonkers, we see the Messenger, the second leg of the Pacing Triple Crown. The Cane Pace was the first leg, and we had Babes, Dig Me, and Jimmy Freight are winners there. Stay Hungry will look to try to win the Messenger coming out of the Cane Pace. So a very good field going in the Messenger as well. Non-points on the line in the Casual Breeze at Mohawk last week, but we did see a showdown of the Hamiltonian and Hamiltonian Oaks winners. Atlanta versus Manchego. You don't see that too often, as they're both three-year-old fillies. It's a little bit more likely this year, and we will see them most likely face off in the Breeders' Crown, assuming they both go. But Manchego went up on the front end and was able to out-trot Atlanta throughout in that fun little affair last Friday night at Mohawk. Manchego leads the division with 50 points, although Plunge Blue Chip and Atlanta are very close behind, as is Fatosive. And then Supergirl Riley, who beat Plunge Blue Chip just last week. We'll be seeing them go again and seeing who will be who will get some points and try to chase after Manchego in the lead as she takes a weekend off. From points races. Going into our live racing action this weekend, we have the Maple Leaf Trot, field of 10 going here. Headline, of course, by the aforementioned Marion Marauder, Will Take Charge, Ariana G, and Hannelore Hanover. Probably drawing the best will be Marion Marauder, and one to really watch up here in Canada, especially with Scotty Z. But I would say that Ariana G is a strong one at Mohawk as well. She doesn't do well at most tracks away from the Meadowlands. She is really a Meadowlands homer, but Mohawk is a track that she has gotten to very well. And then Hannelore Hanover, Emoticon Hanover, we've seen them in the past at Mohawk. They're good, but I really give the edge to Marion Marauder and Ariana G in this start. If you're looking for someone to watch out for, look for Crazy Wow drawing the pylons. Crazy Wow is a dangerous trotter and one that could spring a mild upset in the money, maybe even winning in the Maple Leaf Trot. But pretty much Will Take Charge of Marion Marauder. They're dueling out for the lead in the Open Trot division. Marion Marauder could take over the lead with a finish ahead of Will Take Charge, assuming they both finishing in the top three, of course. While Ariana G and Hannelore Hanover are dueling for the filly and mare trot division. And they could easily swap positions if need be. So the two of them are trotting very well, and either of them have a chance to win the division. So divisions leads are on the line both for the open trotters and for the filly and mare trotters. As for the Canadian Pacing Derby, this is for older horses. Unlike in thoroughbreds where the Derby means 3-year-olds, Derby here is for older horses. So some of our older pacers are going. We saw Lazarus make his North American debut in the Dan Patch and was just sensational, winning on the front end, collecting a nice 20-point 20 points to start the year. Now tries to collect another 20. That would put him in 5th position if no one else moves up. So Lazarus trying to get to the leader, McWicked. McWicked in this spot, drawing right next to Lazarus. And then Rock and Ron on the outside with Filibuster, right to the outside with Filibuster Hanover. So all the big hitters are right there in those first 5. Rock and Ron's a tough one. McWicked is going to be very dangerous on the front end here at Mohawk. I wonder how Lazarus will take to the weird configuration at Mohawk with that larger second turn. If that helps McWicked's speed go farther, maybe. Filibuster Hanover, one to watch as well. 1 of 3 for Ron Burke in here. Burke has Rock and Ron, Filibuster Hanover, and all bets off. All 3 of them top pacers. And on the outside, Jimmy Tactor brings in Western Fame as his other starter opposite Lazarus. I don't think that he's going to win, but watch out for Tactor on the outside. Not going to be an easy trip, but a lot of things are possible here because there should be a very, very quick pace, and the configuration of Mohawk will help Western Fame going late. So a very good addition to the Canadian Pacing Derby. Very good races up at Mohawk. And then we'll head down the East Coast. We will be heading to Yonkers for the second leg of the Pacing Triple Crown. We see Stay Hungry in here. So Stay Hungry looking to try to take the Messenger. Stay Hungry took the cane pace earlier this year at the Meadowlands, so Stay Hungry now tries to win the second leg of the Triple Crown and would want to finish it in the Little Brown Jug. So in the Messenger, we see Springsteen, a top one on the pylons with Brian Sears. Tony Alanya brings in 2, the aforementioned Stay Hungry, as well as Babe Dig Me, who won an elimination last week. And then the favorite is on the outside in Jimmy Freight. So a huge addition of the Messenger will be going at Yonkers at second leg of the Triple Crown and headlining a big day of racing at Yonkers. We'll talk about the other 3 races in just a moment. But we don't see Lather up here. We don't see Dursaduro Hanover here, but we do see some top pacers and Stay Hungry, Jimmy Freight. Both of them could take over the points division lead with a win here in the Messenger. As for other points races of the week, coming in at the Mohawk, we have the Champlain series and the Champlain's divisions and the Simcoe divisions. The Champlain for 2-year-olds and the Simcoe for 3-year-olds. Some top ones we see going in the Champlain are Susie, Beautiful Sin, the Ice Duchess, who won on Hamiltonian Day. As for the Simcoe, that second division, the 3-year-old Colton Gelding's Trot division, came up very salty. Metz Hall, Alarmy Tactor, You Know You Do, Zephyr Kronos, all top trotters. They'll be going. It's only a 5-point race, so not a lot on the line there, but some good points races nonetheless to start the weekend off at Mohawk. Then we got the big 4 at Yonkers, the Messenger, the Yonkers Trot, the Lady Maud, and the Hudson Filly for 3-year-olds. Colton Geldings for the top 2, Fillies for the bottom 2. We talked about the Messenger and Stay Hungry's quest for a Triple Crown. We saw one on the trotting side only a few years ago with Marion Marauder. Will we see one on the pacing side with Stay Hungry? Maybe. As for the Yonkers Trot, we see 6-pack coming in with Help Is on the Way and Lindy's Big Bang. And then the veteran, who has been collecting a lot of paychecks this year, steps up into this top-level trotting class. 6-pack does look to tower over this field, but we shall see. 6-pack did not win the Zweig Memorial a few weeks back, so maybe not good enough to win here, and we'll see. Maybe he'll come back and recapture that top spot that he has been sitting on for much of this year. As for the fillies and the Lady Maud, Alexis Faith looks to just tower over this field and should easily win. While in the Hudson filly, Plunge Blue Chip should be the winner here. But Supergirl Riley did get the best for last week, and Perfect Summer K is a very strong trotter as well. So really, either of them could come. Perfect Summer K is one that I very much like at somewhat of a price here. Plunge Blue Chip should win, but Supergirl Riley is going to give one of our top fillies a big challenge here if she comes back anything like she was last week. Of course, we talked about Mohawk, the Maple Leaf Trot, and the Canadian Pacing Derby, headlined by Marion Marauder, Ariana G, Lazarus, McWicked. Some top trotters and pacers going, each for 20 points on the line as we head down the stretch into the Breeders' Crown. A big September going, starting next week, really starting this weekend, but the bulk of September starts off with the Miss Versatility at leg 4 at Tioga Downs before we head into the final. We see eliminations for the Canadian Trotting Classic and the Elegant Image with the finals week after. And then we're almost a Little Brown Jug, so we'll get the Jug preview at Scioto Downs and the Jim Ewart Memorial Open Pace. So a big weekend next week, just like this weekend, and we're really heating up. Soon we'll be heading to Delaware for the Delaware County Fair Little Brown Jug Meet. The Red Mile Grand Circuit meeting will heat up, and then we'll be right at Pocono for the Breeders' Crown. That's it for this episode of Box In, unless there is some weird travel that I do not have planned right now. We will be back on Wednesday right here on YouTube. Follow me at MJTags11 on Twitter for free picks, analysis, and insights from harness racing and thoroughbred racing throughout every single week. Don't forget to press the like button, comment below if you have any questions, any picks you like, anything else that you would like to talk about in the world of harness racing or even thoroughbred racing. But until next time, enjoy.